AI and the buyer advisory introduction. The home was perfect until it wasn't. In the previous section, we discussed seller disclosures and how artificial intelligence can help organize information while reducing disclosure-related risks. Disclosures are important because they help sellers communicate known information about a property. However, there is another important principle in Arizona real estate that every buyer must understand. The seller is responsible for disclosing known material facts. The buyer is responsible for conducting due diligence. These two responsibilities work together. Consider a common scenario. A buyer falls in love with a home. The property is beautiful. The inspection report looks good. The seller completed the SPDS. Everything appears perfect. A few months after closing, the buyer learns that a busy roadway expansion is planned nearby. The project will increase traffic significantly and change the character of the neighborhood. The buyer becomes frustrated and asks, "Why didn't anyone tell me?" The answer is often found in one of the most important documents in an Arizona real estate transaction, the buyer advisory. The buyer advisory serves as a roadmap for buyer due diligence and encourages buyers to investigate matters that may affect their purchasing decision. Artificial intelligence can help organize this process, but it cannot perform the due diligence for the buyer. The purpose of the buyer advisory. The buyer advisory was developed to encourage buyers to investigate matters that may impact their decision to purchase property. Many buyers assume that inspectors, lenders, title companies, sellers, and agents will automatically identify every potential concern. That assumption can create problems. The buyer advisory reminds buyers that they must actively participate in researching the property and surrounding area. The document covers numerous topics that may affect property ownership, use, value, and enjoyment. Its purpose is not to create fear. Its purpose is to create informed buyers. The more informed the buyer, the lower the likelihood of surprises after closing. Understanding buyer due diligence. Due diligence is the process of investigating and evaluating information before making a final purchasing decision. Think of buying a home like buying a business. Most people would never purchase a business without reviewing financial records, researching the operation, and understanding potential risks. The same concept applies to real estate. Buyers should investigate the property, neighborhood, financing, title matters, environmental concerns, and many other factors before closing. The buyer advisory provides guidance regarding areas that deserve attention. Artificial intelligence can help organize these investigations, but the buyer remains responsible for conducting them. The role of property inspections. One of the most important components of buyer due diligence involves inspections. Home inspections often identify conditions that are not visible during a showing: roof issues, electrical concerns, plumbing deficiencies, HVAC problems, structural concerns, drainage issues. The inspection period provides buyers with an opportunity to gather information and make informed decisions. AI can assist by creating inspection preparation checklists and helping organize inspection findings. For example, create a buyer inspection checklist for a residential resale transaction. The resulting checklist may help buyers prepare questions and better understand the inspection process. However, AI should never replace qualified inspectors or professional evaluations. Environmental concerns. Environmental issues can significantly affect property ownership and value. Depending on the property and location, buyers may wish to investigate matters such as landfill locations, industrial activity, air quality concerns, water quality issues, hazardous materials, former land uses. Artificial intelligence can help create environmental research checklists and identify topics that deserve additional review. However, AI cannot independently verify environmental conditions. Buyers should rely on qualified experts and official sources whenever environmental concerns exist. Crime statistics and community information. One of the most common questions buyers ask is this a safe neighborhood? While agents must be careful when discussing crime and neighborhood characteristics, buyers can access numerous public resources to conduct their own research. The buyer advisory encourages buyers to investigate community information using appropriate sources. AI can assist by organizing research topics and creating due diligence checklists. For example, create a neighborhood research checklist for a home buyer. The resulting list may include schools, transportation, public services, community amenities, and public safety resources. The goal is to encourage independent investigation rather than reliance on assumptions. Researching the neighborhood. Many buyers focus heavily on the property itself and spend very little time researching the surrounding area. Experienced agents understand that neighborhood characteristics often become just as important as the home. Traffic patterns, future development, commercial activity, noise levels, community services, public transportation, school boundaries. These factors may significantly impact a buyer's long-term satisfaction. AI can help organize neighborhood research by creating customized investigation checklists that encourage buyers to ask questions and gather information before closing. Flood zones and natural hazards. Arizona buyers should also understand potential natural hazards affecting property ownership. Flood zones, drainage concerns, wildfire risks, and other environmental conditions may influence insurance requirements, future costs, and property use. The buyer advisory encourages buyers to investigate these matters using reliable sources. AI can assist by generating flood zone research checklists and organizing questions for further investigation. However, buyers should always verify information using official resources and qualified professionals. Creating AI-assisted due diligence checklists. One of the most practical uses of artificial intelligence is organizing the due diligence process. For example, an agent might use a prompt such as, "Create a comprehensive buyer due diligence checklist for an Arizona residential resale transaction." The resulting checklist may include property inspections, title review, neighborhood research, flood zone investigation, environmental concerns, utility information, community services, financing milestones, and disclosure review. This type of organization helps buyers better understand their responsibilities throughout the transaction. Understanding AI limitations. While AI can be an excellent organizational tool, it has limitations. AI may provide outdated information. AI may overlook local conditions. AI may misunderstand transaction-specific facts. AI may generate information that appears accurate but is incomplete. For this reason, AI-generated checklists should always be treated as starting points rather than final answers. The buyer should verify information through qualified professionals and official resources. Improving buyer communication. One of the greatest benefits of AI is its ability to improve communication. Many buyers become overwhelmed by the amount of information they receive during a transaction. Artificial intelligence can help agents create buyer education summaries, due diligence checklists, transaction timelines, inspection preparation guides, neighborhood research worksheets. These tools help transform complex information into manageable action items. Better communication often leads to better decisions. Documentation and risk reduction. Good documentation is one of the most effective risk management tools available to real estate professionals. When buyers receive information, complete investigations, and acknowledge due diligence responsibilities, misunderstandings become less likely. AI can help organize communication records, create follow-up reminders, and support transaction workflows. However, the licensee remains responsible for ensuring that communications are accurate and properly documented. A.A.C.R4-28-1101 requires licensees to protect and promote the interests of their clients while dealing fairly with all parties. Likewise, A.R.S.Section 32-2153 provides disciplinary authority for failures involving professional responsibilities. Technology supports compliance. It does not replace compliance. The buyer advisory remains one of the most important consumer protection tools in Arizona real estate. It reminds buyers that due diligence is not optional. It is an essential part of the home buying process. Artificial intelligence can improve organization, communication, and buyer education by creating checklists, timelines, and research tools. However, AI cannot perform due diligence for the buyer. The most successful transactions occur when buyers actively investigate the property, ask questions, review information, and make informed decisions. AI can help guide the process. The buyer must still complete the process. Online discussion question 1. What is the primary purpose of the buyer advisory? Answer. The buyer advisory encourages buyers to conduct due diligence and investigate matters that may affect their decision to purchase property. Question 2. How can AI assist buyers during the due diligence process? Answer. AI can create checklists, organize research tasks, improve communication, and help buyers understand areas that deserve further investigation. Question 3. Why should buyers verify AI-generated information? Answer. AI may provide incomplete, outdated, or inaccurate information, making independent verification essential.